Hello, everyone. With the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of EU citizens who have lived, worked, and studied in the United Kingdom decided to reap the benefits of virtual/remote work and returned to their home countries in the EU in order to avoid paying high rental fees in London or in the UK altogether. Now, the majority of you will be aware of the EU settlement scheme, but what are the pre-settled and settled statuses under the EU settlement scheme? And what rights are attached to each respective status? My name is Daria, and today we will walk through the basics. Now, if you are an EU citizen and you have lived in the UK before the 31st of December 2020, which happens to be the Brexit date, you can apply for either the pre-settled or the settled status in the UK before the 30th of June 2021. Now, what is the pre-settled status? The pre-settled status is what the Brits like to call limited leave to remain. Limited leave to remain. The EU, EEA, Swiss citizens and their family members who reside in the UK by the 31st of December 2020 who do not have any serious criminal record. Of course, the word serious is quite broad, but let's assume none of you have been naughty in the past months or years in the UK, and who have lived in the UK for less than 5 years are eligible to apply. It is granted for 5 years. However, you will lose it if you leave the UK for a period of 2 consecutive years. It should be noted that in order to qualify for settled status, you will have to have continuously lived in the UK for 5 years or more and have not spent over 6 months overseas in any 12-month period. So let's take an example of Chris. If Chris arrived in the UK in 2018, studied, and gained full-time employment in the UK and applied for the pre-settled status, with COVID he would want to return to Greece, his home country. If he stays in Greece for longer than 6 months, he will still retain his pre-settled status, but once he returns, let's say after a year in 2022, that 1 year of his absence will not count towards the settled status. So he can be out of the country for up to 2 years, but those 2 years will not count towards the 5 years to gain the settled status. So of course, on a pre-settled status, it is definitely better, in case you want to live in the UK in the future and work here, to continue working from the UK and only leave for less than a 6-month period and then return and continue working from here too. Now, Chris would have to reapply to change his pre-settled status to settled status before the pre-settled status expiration date. Yes. Before limited leave to remain expires. This means that Chris will have to note the date he got his pre-settled status in the UK and apply, let's say, on the 4-year anniversary of his pre-settled status in the UK to be safe, to give it about a year to process. Once his LLR expires, and he did not apply for the settled status, unfortunately, this will not count, and this 5 years will not count unless he can show that he has had extenuating circumstances and had to leave the UK and was, let's say, out because his relative was unfortunately ill and he had to be there to help them. Now, you will enjoy the same rights to live, work, and health care, the NHS, healthcare, but pre-settled status does not count as right to reside for the purposes of welfare benefits. To access the welfare benefits, You will have to show your right to reside under the EEA regulations by being a worker, for example. So welfare benefits are conditional. Conditional. Can you apply to be a British citizenship under the pre-settled status? Unfortunately, no. You do need to have the indefinite leave to remain under the settled status in order to apply for British citizenship. Now, let's look at the settled status. As mentioned, this is the indefinite leave to remain. Who is eligible to apply for it? It's the EU, EEA, Swiss citizens and their family members who resided in the UK by the 31st of December 2020, who do not have any serious criminal record, and who have lived in the UK for more than 5 years. Of course, during which you have spent less than 6 months abroad in any 12-month period, unless for compulsory military service. In Chris's case, he would have to go and finish his compulsory military service in Greece, and that would still be discounted, and that 1 year abroad would count towards the settled status. And this is called continuous residence, so being here for longer than 5 years needs to be continuous residence. There is a guideline about what this means on government.co.uk website too, if you need more explanation. Now, will you have to reapply? Nope, not at all. It is granted forever. But of course, this is a very positive word. This is conditional upon not being a criminal. And of course, you will lose it in case you're out of the country for longer than 5 consecutive years. And if you're a Swiss national, this is down to 4 years. So if you're out for 4 years as a Swiss national, you will lose your settled status in the UK. Will you need to reapply for it? Nope. You get it and you have it pretty much for as long as you want, as long as you don't move out for longer than 5 years. You will enjoy the same rights to live, work, healthcare, and welfare benefits as British citizens, as your settled status is evidence that you have a right to reside in the UK. So rights, all rights as British citizens, as British nationals. Can you apply for the British citizenship under the settled status? Yes, but only after 1 year of residing and working in the UK after getting the settled status. So let's say if you get your status on the settled status on the 1st of March 2025, you can only apply for British citizenship after the 1st of March 2026. So this 12-month period is key. And of course, you need to comply with the requirements to obtain citizenship here, which usually is taking the Life in the UK test and more. So please do reach out in case you have questions, and have a great day.